Previously, God created humans and witches, bestowing power upon the witches. The witches were meant to help and guide humans, and they agreed to do so in friendship. However, over time, humans started hating witches and began hunting them, wanting to wipe them out. A young human named Adonis is on a journey with his mentor, Chloe, a witch. They are found by soldiers who prepare to attack. Chloe takes the lead and freezes the soldiers in ice. But as soldiers synchronize their location, and Chloe and Adonis float in the air. They make a promise to stay together, transported to the capital. In the capital, the emperor delivers a speech about humans' achievements without magic, rousing the crowd. Chloe and Adonis arrive suddenly, angering Adonis, who attempts to strike the emperor. Guards restrain Adonis, and Chloe threatens to use magic, but a magic suppression device renders her powerless. Adonis tries to save her, but the emperor orders guards to kill him. To save Adonis, Chloe falsely claims she kidnapped him and pleads for mercy, leading to her execution. 10 years later, girls are confined in an internment camp, including Doroko and Annie. Doroko makes Annie laugh, but guards arrive to inquire about prisoner 218, Anna's number. Doroko falsely claims the number and is taken to Chief Warden Palpal. In a room filled with lifeless bodies, Doroko is instructed to undress, horrifying her. The warden tries to take pictures, but Doroko bites him, takes his phone, and flees. She unlocks the prison cells with the phone, leading to chaos among the guards. In a secure room, Doroko discovers a massive machine, but guards catch her. The machine activates, revealing a determined young man breaking free from his chains. The story goes on as Adonis manages to break the chains, and we see that the guard starts to get really worried. One of the guards thinks they should tell their higher-ups about it, but the other guard quickly dismisses that idea, saying that just saying sorry won't fix it. Adonis immediately jumps on one of them and takes them down right away. Then, one of the guards tries to pull out a gun, but Adonis kills him with a throwing knife. Another guard attempts to shoot him, but Adonis blocks the shot and uses the guard's own gun to shoot them. Doro gets scared as Adonis approaches her, but instead of hurting her, he ends up setting her free and walk away. The scene changes, and we see the guards panicking because all the prisoners have been set free. Meanwhile, at the National Security Bureau or NSB, Senior Director Yamato gets a report about the situation. He tells his executive, Ikout, to handle it and allows him to use powerful weapons. Ikout happily agrees, saying he will maintain peace with his great authority. Yamato's sister, Yuki, is not happy with Yamato's relaxed attitude. She reminds him that they play a crucial role in keeping order in the empire. Ikout leaves without paying much attention to her words. Yuki becomes angry and threatens to harm him, but Yamato reassures her, mentioning that there's a reason he's an executive. Back at the prison, the warden is in a panic because Adonis has escaped. He wonders how Doro managed to open Adonis's cell because even the warden's phone shouldn't have had the clearance to release him. To make things worse, it seems that Adonis's magic pen has also gone missing. We find Adonis outside after being locked up for 10 years. He decides to use his magic, something he hasn't done in a long time. Adonis shoots his gun and summons a massive bullet that smashes into a building. He's getting ready to harm everyone in the city. At the same time, Ikout is on a mission to deal with the prisoners who were set free. Unfortunately, he can't find Adonis and reports this back. Yamato, who is in charge, gets word about the building that was attacked by a giant bullet. He decides to head there but first takes care of the warden. The scene changes, and we see that Doro has also managed to escape. When she sees the destruction Adonis is causing, she feels guilty, thinking it's her fault for setting him free. As Adonis walks through the streets, he grapples with his desire for revenge, even though his master wouldn't have wanted it. To create more chaos, he summons a giant robot and goes on a rampage. Meanwhile, an officer receives a report about this situation, but dismisses it as a prank. Suddenly, a car crashes through a wall, and the driver is shocked by the devastation. The officer realizes that Adonis is destroying the city and declares in anger that he will kill the emperor today. Soldiers report to Yamato and Yuki about the giant attacking the city. Yamato tries to contact the emperor, but the soldiers reveal that all messages are blocked by the queen because the emperor is ill. In response, Yamato uses his authority to declare a state of emergency. Yamato and Yuki watch from a distance and realize that Adonis is behind the attack. Yuki notes that the giant is using magic. Yamato thinks they can stop him using their magic suppression device, but he's reminded that it hasn't been used in 10 years, so it might not work properly. So, he asks Yuki to handle the situation. As a safety measure, they instruct everyone to evacuate immediately. Tanks are deployed, and they open fire on the giant, but their shots keep missing Adonis. In return, Adonis smashes a building and hurls debris at his adversaries. We learn that for a person to use magic, they must use summoning magic, which involves understanding and systematizing magical mechanisms. Even during his 10-year imprisonment, Adonis practiced it in his mind. He believes that all the citizens who benefited from his master's death are equally guilty, and he plans to wipe out the entire country as retribution. In a bid for an eye, he summons 2 Gatling guns and starts firing at everyone. However, despite getting his revenge, Adonis doesn't find it satisfying, and he breaks down, shedding tears. Oukoku sees that Adonis is held by the giant and quickly tells Yamato. Yamato commands everyone to take action. They identify the person in danger as Adonis, who is a witch apprentice. Fighter jets receive the order to target the giant's hand. They confirm the target and launch missiles at the giant, which causes significant damage and almost harms Adonis. Yamato instructs them to keep attacking, leading to further damage and casualties. Amid the chaos, we notice a young boy calling for his deceased mother. He realizes a building is about to fall on him, but then Doro appears and saves him. She feels responsible for the chaos and asks the boy to move to safety with another woman. Doro then rushes towards Adonis, intending to stop him. While this is happening, the giant has been destroyed, and Adonis is lying on the ground, feeling a bit worn out. Then, a group of soldiers descends from a helicopter. The scene shifts to the Imperial Castle, where we find the Emperor lying in bed. He's curious about how long he's been asleep. The Queen reassures him that it's only been 30 minutes, and encourages him to rest a bit more, mentioning that the Empire is stable because of his efforts. The Emperor appreciates her kindness and attributes the Empire's success to her support. However, when he tries to get up, he starts coughing up blood. We come to understand that he's suffering from an incurable illness. He wonders if it's a punishment from a higher power, but he doesn't regret his past actions. He explains that he built a highly advanced civilization, but had to eliminate the neighboring witches, believing it was necessary for the progress of humanity. According to him, magic would have hindered human advancement in the new era. The Queen advises him to rest because it might be his last chance. The Emperor once more praises the Queen for her unwavering support. Adonis is on a rampage, taking out soldiers. Yamato watches this unfold from a control room as the soldiers are wiped out. He receives a report about a civilian approaching Adonis, which confuses him. The scene changes, and we see Adonis holding a soldier by the neck. The soldier is shocked and regrets not killing Adonis 10 years ago, to which Adonis agrees, saying he wished they had too. Suddenly, Doro arrives and pleads with Adonis to stop. Adonis recognizes her from the prison camp but is furious that she calls the soldiers innocent. He left her behind because she was a prisoner, but now he sees all humans as his enemies. Doro asks him to stop, claiming that his master wouldn't want this. When Adonis hears his master's name, he gets confused. Doro insists that she knows how important she was to him, but Adonis is angry and grabs her, telling her not to mention his master's name with her foul mouth. Adonis questions if she's just a distraction created by humans who fight dirty, like how they killed his master. He believes that all witches were killed, but Doro informs him that some survived and apologizes for not helping. Adonis doesn't think her apology will bring back his master, but Doro explains that they can bring Chloe back. Adonis dismisses her words as a joke and threatens to kill anyone who gets in his way. She agrees to die if that's what satisfies him, and she's glad she met him. This reminds Adonis of Chloe once more, and he breaks down in tears. Adonis is about to reach out to Doro when she gets shot by a bullet. It turns out to be Oukoku, who can't believe he missed. This brings an end to our episode 2. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to subscribe our channel.